Welcome to BomiChess. Today we're gonna talk about one famous game from 19th century, and this one is called Immortal Draw. And it was played in 1872 in Vienna. It was played between two Vienna chess players. One was Karl Hamppe and another one was Philipp Meitner. And Karl Hamppe was a strong chess master and chess theoretician, and we covered him in a game against Wilhelm Steinitz from 1859. And Philipp Meitner was even a fellow student of Wilhelm Steinitz, and he was also a strong chess player. And one fun fact regarding Philipp Meitner is that his daughter, Elisa Meitner, was one of the scientists who discovered nuclear fission. So this game was played in 1872 in Vienna. Karl Hamppe was white here, and Philipp Meitner was black. We're gonna look at this game from the black side, since he has a little bit more sacrifices in this game. So let's see how did the game go. Hamppe opens with e4. We have e5, knight to c3, so this is Vienna game. The opening that was very commonly played back then in Vienna, hence the name. So okay, black put the bishop on c5, and now we have this knight to a4, attacking the bishop right away. So here the best move, and one that Meitner played, is actually to take this pawn on f2, sacrificing the bishop. Check, king took the bishop, and now Meitner started attacking the king with the queen. Queen to h4, check. Here, Hamppe could play this g3 pawn to block the check, but he went for king to e3. We have this queen to f4 check, king to d3, and now black played this d5 pawn. White cannot take this pawn because now this knight is hanging, so we can simply take it, and black is better here. So white here continues his journey to the queen side, and he played this king to c3. Here queen took the pawn, and now we have even king to b3. So white king is trying to find security here on this side. But let's see if black allows him to do so. So black plays this knight to a6. Maybe not the best move, because now white bishop can take this knight. Maybe better will be to go for c6. But okay, he played this knight to a6. And here white, instead of taking this knight, he played this pawn to a3. And he's trying to hide his king on a2 square. But black has already given up this bishop. He sacrificed the piece, so he doesn't want to let the white king go away. And he played this incredible move, queen to a4. Queen took the knight. It's check, and white king took the sacrifice, he took the queen. So okay, here black played this knight to c5 check. So now this b3 square is covered, so white king cannot go back. So king to b4, and here, since black hasn't sacrificed enough of his pieces, he sacrificed one more, and he played pawn to e5 check. So giving up this knight here on c5, white took the knight on c5, and here black played this simple knight to e7, guarding this pawn on d5. If we take a look here, all these squares are protected by black pawns, as well as these ones. So the only square that this white king can now go to is this b5 square. So this knight is guarding this pawn, doesn't want to allow white king to get out of the danger. So okay, he played this knight to e7, and now white developed his bishop to the only square that his king could go to, and bishop to b5 check. So here black doesn't want to do something like this, for example, to trade pieces. Now white is much better. White is whole queen and piece up, so not good position for black at all. So he didn't play this. He actually tried to capture this king here. So he played king to d8. And here, white king is in great danger. If he plays some simple move like knight here, he can get checkmate. Because all the squares are covered, and he cannot defend this king. So there's only one move here that actually prevents white from getting checkmated. And if you want, you can try to pause the video and try to find that move. Good luck. Okay, I hope that you were able to find the move. And the move here is this bishop to c6. sacrificing the bishop. If you try to move this bishop back, for example here, or I don't know, some other square, now you're leaving the room for the king, you're getting checkmated. Check with the pawn, and after king goes to b5, now check to d7 with the bishop, and this is checkmate. All the squares are covered. So we cannot allow that. If you go here, is the same story. So there's no other move but bishop to c6. So now we're giving up the bishop. We are already so much ahead in material that we can simply just give the bishop back. And if black decides to capture the bishop, for example, with the knight, now this pawn is not guarded anymore, so king can simply take it, and after this king can run away. So black is going to lose the game because it's whole queen down. So we cannot capture it with the knight. If we try to capture it with a pawn, now we don't have any weapon to give the check to this white king. We don't have dark square bishop, and black can simply white can simply continue the game and is going to win the game because it's whole queen up. So here black cannot take this bishop, and he played this pawn to b6 check. We have king to b5, only square, and now this knight took the bishop on c6. King took the knight, and now white is up the queen and the knight. And there is actually this time only one move for black that is going to save his game. All other moves are leading to a losing game. So if you want to try to find that move, you can pause the video now for a second time and try to find the only move for black that still keeps him in the game. Good luck. Okay, I hope that you were able to find the move for black now. And the move is bishop to b7, check. So now this is time for black to sacrifice his bishop. And let's see what happens if this white king takes the bishop. So if you take the bishop, black plays this simple d7, king to d7. And after this, he is threatening the checkmate with this rook on b8. So here the only move is queen to g4, giving check, but now king can simply go to d6. And after this, there's no stopping of checkmate, so queen can just simply, for example, go here to d7, we take it, and after this move there is no stopping the checkmate, or here, queen to b4, but after pawn takes, for example, something like this, we still have this rook to b8, checkmate. So white is not allowed to take this bishop, and this king must go to b5. This is the only square. This pawn is protected by the bishop. So king goes to b5, but now black finds the only move, and this is bishop to a6, check. And here if white decides to go to a4 with the king, now we have this simple move, bishop to c4. And this is preparing the checkmate in the next move. Whatever you do here, next move, this pawn to b5 is going to be checkmate. This pawn is guarded by the rook, and this one is guarded by the bishop. So white king cannot go to a4, it must go to c6, but then simple bishop here, king here, bishop here. And in this position, players agreed that it's a draw on the board. So this was a typical game for 19th century, with a lot of piece sacrifices and a lot of attacking. And in the end it was a draw, but still it was a beautiful game. So let me know in the comments, did you like the game? Were you able to find those patterns, those moves? And I'll see you in the next game. Bye.